So Arturia has a new FX collection bundle and they've actually invited me to make a video about it for launch day. However, I was busy and couldn't make that video. So I'm making it right now about one of the plugins, and that plugin is called the Dist Tube Culture, which is a vivid harmonic saturator. So let's get started. Alright, so it's actually called the _Dist Tube Culture, and it is an enhanced software version of a modern distortion classic, bringing authentic valve-powered warmth and harmonic character to your DAW production. Crank the heat in your mixes with studio-grade saturation and crunch in a few clicks. So what this thing is basically a simulation of the Culture Vulture by Thermionic Culture. And honestly, I've used the Culture Vulture in other studios and it's one of my favorite analog distortion boxes. So if I could now get that in a plugin, that means that I do not have to buy that unit. And if you want to learn more about the Culture Vulture, what could be cool is reading their manual, because it starts with, do not take this unit seriously. The Culture Vulture is a fun effects unit and has been designed for maximum pleasure. I mean, you gotta love it when they don't take their own product that serious. Alright, so let's take a look at the plugin, and this is it, and it looks kind of funny. Again, I know that you're all getting tired of it, but this is again an analog interface, and it's again scratchy and that kind of stuff. I do understand, or well, I don't really understand, but I get it when they simulate a vintage piece of equipment that it has scratches on it. But you can still buy a new Culture Vulture today. And actually all of the Culture Vultures that I've seen are in pristine condition, because they've also been like coated pretty well and that kind of stuff. So why make it scratchy? Why make it vintage? So yeah, we've got single controls. On the original you have dual controls, which is actually important because the thing is out of alignment by default. So you always have to dial in different settings on your right channel than you are dialing in on your left channel, because otherwise it won't sound the same on left and right. On the software, I think it does. So it also has an advanced tab, and then it changes what it says over here. It goes into a more digital state, I think. Kind of annoying that I can't use that analog meter that is here, because I really like how that looks, like milliamps, like, I don't know. I just like that. So yeah, we've got the normal features, and we've got some extra stuff and a mix button and that kind of stuff. So let's just keep it all in its default setting. It's called Subtle Loudness Valve, and let's just play some music through it to see what it is actually doing by default. And the track that I'm using is called, it has something to do with sand and like a tornado or something. I don't remember. But if you remember the name of the track, leave it in the comments down below. Pretty sure it's already doing something. Yeah. And it is the thing that I've liked about the original. So, but this is interesting. So as far as I remember, when you adjust the bias on the original, it comes with like you also have to adjust the output gain. That's what I remember of it. I'm not fully sure actually. I think it did, and it's also logical if you adjust the bias. So in the plugin it doesn't, and that is like one of those subtle workflow benefits that I really like. That is like it's automatically compensating for gain. You don't even have to think about it. That's nice. So let's drive it a little bit more. It's even auto gaining drive, like the gain stays the same. I want that, I need that. Are you hearing this? It sounds really good. Sounds really good. Sounds really good. Doesn't happen that often that an analog distortion plugin sounds really good. I think it's also because they are oversampling like hell in here, because at least now it's on render quality. My computer is able to do that. It wasn't there by default, but let's switch to pentode. There are 3 different configurations in pentode. I think in the original, at least the one that I used, it only had 2 configurations in pentode, I think. And I think pentode 1 was pretty heavy, and pentode 2 was more subtle and was really, really like tape. Yeah. So you can really hear the difference in triode and pentode here as well. Like triode is usually more warm sounding and pentode is usually more harsh sounding. Like there's actually a big difference between the two. Let's try pentode 2 as well. Just going subtle with this is just like... Alright, and pentode 3. Oh, that's a really different taste as well. So this pentode 3 really sounds like the music from my home planet, which is cool because I sometimes like to be reminded about home. So let's take a quick look at the advanced features. I don't know what I'm doing here. That's how the input signal is being processed, left, right, mid, and side. So I can only process the mid. Oh, well, that speaks for itself. Oh, but this is really cool as an effect. Just distorting the mid. Honestly, when I looked at this feature, I was like, doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you just distort the side or just the mid? But now that I'm doing it, like just mid, it makes absolute sense. Like, probably if you go more subtle and maybe even on a master bus, like what I do during mastering is a lot of mid-side stuff actually, and being able to, this is a really nice, I've never thought about this, being able to just do your center image, your mid, from the side. Yeah, it's really nice. And also if I'm overdriving it, it gives a weird, crazy thing in my stereos because I have really nice and clean guitars here and super distorted drums in the center. And we can also filter, but this is full filter or just a distortion filter? Let me check. Oh, it's full filter. Okay. Gates or compresses the signal pre-distortion. I don't think I have enough level for that. Let's up the level a little bit. Okay, so a subtle compressor. That's a little bit of the same as the, I'm pointing at it, but it's not in frame, but the Tegler and Magnetismus is doing. Like, you also get a small compressor / limiter before the distortion. Actually turns out to be really handy. And we also got an output EQ and filter. Filter. And a tilt shift EQ. Okay, conclusion time. I'm playing too much with this, which is a good sign, I think. Conclusion is, I really like it. I actually don't think that I need a Culture Vulture anymore with this plugin. which is kind of a big statement coming from me. I mean, from a business and investment perspective, it's always better to go with hardware than with software because hardware keeps its value and software doesn't. But I can put it a little bit lower on my list of things that I still want to invest in. And that doesn't happen that often because usually I'm not really impressed by these analog simulations and distortion plugins and that kind of stuff. But this thing really has that vibe or something. I don't really have a technical explanation, but it passes the vibe check. Apart from the analog looking interface, of course. Like, that just looks so stupid. It just looks so... Even if you still want to keep the analog layout with where everything is, you can still make a more modern interface. So is it snake oil? If you ask me, no. But feel free to dive into it and prove me wrong. I mean, if you can prove that it is actually snake oil, send me an email. Really. It costs 100 euros or 99 euros, but that's marketing, like it's just 100 euros. So I'll link to this tube culture from Arturia in the description down below so you can download it. You can get a free demo and after you've tested it, come back here and tell me what you think. Now, for the disclosure, Arturia did send me an embargoed email, announcing this new FX bundle and this new plugin. And also a few other ones. And they also gave me reviewers licenses for all those plugins without me asking for it. I've emailed back that I'm going to make a video, but they do not have any influence in that video. And they are also not going to see the video before the rest of the world. And I have a feeling that because of that, I could still be pretty much independent. Now, if you appreciate my independence, consider supporting me. You can do that, for instance, by using my affiliate links. I'll link Toman over here and Sweetwater over here. And if you use one of these links, these QR codes, or the links in the description, and then buy something in one of these shops, a little bit of your purchase gets kicked back to me. So it's a really nice way to support me. And in return, you're also, getting what you're purchased. It's not costing you anything extra. So it's really cool. Another way to support me is by becoming a channel member. You can do that on YouTube by pressing the join button somewhere underneath this video. But you can also go to patreon.com, which I will link over here. Memberships on YouTube and on Patreon get the same content and you can just use the platform you like. Last way to support me and the whole YouTube platform is by staying on it and watching more videos. So I'll link one of my videos over here, but feel free to watch whatever you want. YouTube will do its best to recommend whatever you like. Or whatever it thinks you like. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Keep pushing and bye bye.